My favorite saint is the little flower, Saint Therese of Lisieux, that great Carmelite sister who died at the age of 24 of tuberculosis in 1897 and became very quickly the greatest saint of our modern age. and has also become a doctor of the church because her spiritual teaching, she never wrote books or even went to college or anything like that, a university, but she wrote a spiritual autobiography and some letters, and the rich spiritual teaching in there is so incredible that the church elevated her and made her a doctor of the church. I fell in love with her writings, and the favorite book I would recommend is I Believe in Love, which is a series of retreat talks given by a French priest, Father Jean d'Albet. I think it was actually in the late 1960s, was translated into English in the 1970s, and was reprinted again and is available, I believe, through Sophia Press. I Believe in Love. And I just want to share a quote from St. Therese, and perhaps maybe Father Jean d'Albet also commenting on her. This is the chapter on confidence. And this is really the hallmark of her spirituality, was based on her great confidence in God. In spite of her own littleness, her own great awareness of her powerlessness, she had a great confidence in God. Here's what she says. It's so beautiful, so simple, and yet so profound. The good God would not inspire unattainable desires. I can then, in spite of my littleness, aspire to sanctity. For me to become greater is impossible. I must put up with myself just as I am, with all my imperfection. But I wish to find the way to go to heaven by a very straight, short, completely new little way. We are in a century of inventions. Now one does not even have to take the trouble to climb the steps of a stairway. In the homes of the rich, an elevator replaces them nicely. I too would like to find an elevator to lift me up to Jesus, for I am too little to climb the rough stairway of perfection. So I have looked in the books of the saints for a sign of the elevator I long for, and I have read these words proceeding from the mouth of eternal wisdom. Quote, "He that is a little one, let him turn to me." That's from Proverbs 9, verse 16. So I came knowing that I had found what I was seeking, and wanting to know, O Lord, O my God, what you would do with the little one who answered your call. And this is what I found. Quote, "As one whom the mother caresses, so I will comfort you. You shall be carried at the breasts, and upon the knees they shall caress you." That's from Isaiah chapter 66, verse 12 and 13. Never have more tender words come to make my soul rejoice. The elevator which will raise me up to heaven is your arms, O Jesus. For that I do not need to grow. On the contrary, I must necessarily remain small, become smaller and smaller. Oh my God, you have surpassed what I expected, and I want to sing your mercies. And now I believe this is Jean d'Albet commenting. He says, "What I cannot do myself, Jesus will do. He will take me, lift me up to the summit of the mountain of perfection, to the summit of the mountain of love. It is true that instinctively we seek to climb the rough stairway of perfection instead of taking the gentle elevator of the arms of Jesus. This is because we have been told so often of our miseries. We have been told, and rightly, that we are miserable. And then we have been told about Jesus, that he's good. Yes, but not enough that he is wondrously good infinitely good, infinite charity. No one has told us at the same time that he is Savior before he is Judge, and that in the heart of God, justice and peace have embraced. That's a reference to Psalm 84, verse 11. We have been trained in the habit of looking at our dark side, our ugliness, and not at the purifying sun, light of light which he is, who changes the dust that we are into pure gold. We think about examining ourselves, yet we do not think before the examination, during the examination, and after the examination, to plunge ourselves with all our miseries into the consuming and transforming furnace of his heart, which is open to us through a single humble act of confidence. St. Therese says, I'm not telling you you believe too much in your own wretchedness. We are much more wretched than we realize. But I am telling you, you do not believe enough in merciful love. We must have confidence, not in spite of our miseries, but because of them, since it is misery which attracts mercy. That is amazing, isn't it? It's our very misery, our very poverty of spirit, our very weakness and our sinfulness that attracts the mercy of God, because he's a God who loves and desires more than anything else to save us. And so we must always focus first and foremost on, with humble confidence, on the mercy of God, while of course not denying our own misery and our own weakness. And let us take then St. Therese in her beautiful spirituality and the beautiful example of her life. And especially with this analogy today, let us then take the elevator to heaven instead of the rough stairway, the elevator of the arms of Jesus, by reaching out to him. Jesus, have mercy on me. I trust in you. Here I am. Lift me up, Lord. Lift me up. For I truly trust in your mercy and in your saving love.